What's good, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Theophilus. Welcome back to another entry into my Let's Talk Music series where I give my thoughts and opinions about some of the latest mixtapes, albums, EPs, projects, and anything and everything in between that has dropped over the past couple of weeks. But before we get into that, as always, if you are liking these videos, please smash that like and subscribe button for me. And if you like any of the gear that I rock these videos like this or this, you can also head over to the official site and grab some for yourself. But let's get right into it. The production is absolutely phenomenal here. She gives you everything from the ballads to the more radio-ready singles. And album production is really, really good when sort of the B-side or, the lesser known songs are just as good, if not better than the more, mainstream stuff that has broken through. Her vocals are incredibly strong here, and she bears her soul on these records in a way that is entirely genuine and endearing. I always appreciate an album and an artist that can plumb those deeper depths without coming off or feeling gimmicky. And she, displays a level of vulnerability here that is definitely worth being applauded. I found myself more and more invested in Halsey as a person and an artist. And when you layer on top of that the fantastic music that is backing it all up, it makes for one of the best projects to have dropped so far this year, and one that I could easily see making a lot of end of the year lists. Much like Halsey, Selena does kind of try to reach those more personal and vulnerable levels on the record here, but unlike Halsey, it does feel a bit more gimmicky and tabloid, oriented, because she doesn't really get much deeper than the surface level, and she kind of gives you a behind the scenes of her mental state on certain issues, specifically around certain people, but it never really feels like she is truly, genuinely, bearing her soul to you. So while I didn't necessarily love the content of it all, it is definitely impossible to deny the musicality, because from the production to the pop quality of it to the catchiness and ease of listening, it is all there. So as much as I wanted to hate on this record here, and as manufactured as it may be, there's no denying that this is top tier pop. This is a phenomenal pop album. And I think it just, solidified her position and spot as a true pop star. I think this is the most M we've gotten from M in a long time. For me, it's simple. I want M to rap. I want M to make the music that he's always been making. And on this one, he gives you the rapping, he gives you the rap history, he gives you the production, he gives you the guest features. I don't necessarily love the more club radio singles from him, but I've never always loved the club or radio singles, but there's definitely an audience for that. And, he gives you that more stuff that he always given you that relates to his more core fan base. And yes, that's not always me, but it's what he's always done. So I'm not really sure at this point what people really want, but like I said, this is the most M that M has been in quite a while. And the hunger is still clearly there. He rips tracks apart. There's no question about it. So if you're kind of hating on him at this point, I think you're just hating just to hate. Because this is who he's always been. And this is what he's always done. And his ability to kind of tell, more controversial stories and talk about more controversial topics in the way he does, specifically on like Darkness, where he's able to tell a story from two different perspectives in one, which is fucking mind-blowing when you really think about it, and do it in a really compelling way. That's who he is, and that's who he's always been. And he's not lost a step here. And like I said, he's delivered everything I want from Eminem on a project. I've never been much of a Mac Miller fan, particularly early on in his career, but with his last few projects, I really appreciated the growth that he's shown, and I think he really found his lane, and it was one that I was really enjoying. So it was really heartbreaking to see him pass the way he did, and as early as he did, because I think he really had a lot left to offer. And if Circles does anything, it really reinforces that fact, because doesn't really lose a beat here. I'm not really sure if these are records that he finished or almost finished before, or these are kind of things that kind of put together in post. But either way, it definitely feels like this is true to him and who he was as an artist and the direction that he was headed in. And, just showed that how ahead of the time he was, because you kind of see a lot of people kind of try to take up that lane and mantle that he left, but they are not on the same level as him. It is just really, really positive, heartfelt music. And there's a level of soul to him that he has displayed over the last few years that I never really thought he had, but he definitely has in spades. And it is one that is truly, truly going to be missed. But at least with Circles, there's one last project that we can kind of hold on to and appreciate for what it was. I couldn't help but have a smile firmly planted on my face throughout the entirety of the listen, and that is truly something special. Revenge of the Dreamers was cool. It was a cool project. It just didn't set the world on fire like a lot of people expected, or like I expected. It definitely felt more like a compilation than necessarily a group project. But there were definitely some high moments, and it was a good display of what some of the artists can do. But I didn't really think it needed the director's cut that we got. It's cool too. It's a good listen, but it doesn't really add anything to stuff that we already knew about them before. I'm not complaining that we got more. I just wish it added more. And coming in at 30 tracks, if anything, it makes it feel a bit overwhelming. And when you don't really have any new tracks that stand out so much from what is already out there or from the new stuff that came with it, it just makes it a full album of just cool. It was good, but nothing that is really noteworthy. Mura was one of my biggest surprises of 2017 with his debut project, which was, a very unique take on like electronic music and, dance and whatever, all the different genres that he blended along with it. And I was really, really excited to hear his kind of sophomore project. But what I was surprised we got was a pretty big departure from what his first project was. Not in a bad way, just a different way. Whereas that one was definitely more electronic based, this one is far more acoustic, guitar based, kind of indie lo-fi pop. But there are still some really, really enjoyable moments here, and he does a really good job of capturing kind of nostalgia for throwback teen summers, and it has those vibes of a indie art house teen film, which I could definitely see this whole project being a backing soundtrack to. And it has a kind of effortlessly cool, quality to it. I just personally don't think it felt as transformative as his first project did. It's cool, it's good, but I don't think it's great overall. Theophilus London was one of those first, urban artists that I can remember or know that really embraced kind of that more international and world flavor to his music. And on this one, he kind of pushes things even further. I don't think he does anything particularly new or different than what is already out there. I just think he has his own kind of flair and flavor to it all. But he still does do those kind of island type vibes a lot better than a lot of these hip hop artists out there trying to do these days. And while it isn't a project that you would say is complete from front to back, there are a lot of moments and spots here that are extremely intriguing and good listens. So overall, a pretty solid project. One that I wasn't expecting, but one that didn't disappoint. But that's it for this week's roundup. Let me know your thoughts on any of these projects. Let me know your thoughts on my thoughts on any of these projects. Is there anything that I missed? Anything that I should be checking out? Anything that you want me to talk about in the future? Let me know in the comments down below wherever this goes up. And smash that like and subscribe button for me if you're really liking these videos. And if you like any gear that are rocking these videos, like this or this. Once again, you can also head to this official site to grab some for yourself. But I'll be back shortly with another roundup for you guys. Peace.